children?
They had one.
Okay.
And she had, one time while she was over there, she talked Uncle Bill climbing and got him to agree to if you know, she got bad news, she'd call him, and then he'd tell him Grandma and Mother and all that. So we were sitting there one night. It was probably the 15th of January or thereabouts. It was a couple of weeks after the fact, because you didn't hear about it right away. We were sitting there eating supper, and Uncle Bill came in the door. Him and young Bill came in the door, and he just walked in. And he said, "Herb was killed in."
He said it just like that?
Yep. He walked in the door. He said, "Herb was killed in Bastogne, December 24th." And shock.
How did Nanny react?
Took it real hard.
So, you weren't there when Nanny Warden found out, or were you?
No. He went to see her before he came down.
Was anyone with her?
Hmm?
Was anyone with her?
Well, he was her brother, but I don't know if my grandfather was home or not. I don't know.
So, your Uncle Bill was Nanny Warden's brother. What? Okay, so Nanny Ferguson, did she have two brothers?
She had two brothers, but one of them died accidentally when he was 17.
He shot himself?
Yeah.
Okay, tell us about that, and then who's her sister? Who's Nanny's sister?
She had no sister.
Okay.
I don't know. Elmer was an outdoorsman. He was I don't know. I don't think he was an Eagle Scout, but he was. It sounded like he was one of these self-starting kids that makes Eagle. He was a Life Scout, and he I know in his closet when I was a kid, he had everything that the Scouts are supposed to do. He had done them, and he was out hunting, and all the story I ever heard was that he came home from hunting, nobody was home, and he leaned his gun on the back of my grandmother's house. There was a little, like a vestibule, but they called it a shanty because it wasn't built like the rest of the house. It was just something that was thrown up more like a shanty. But anyway, he leaned the gun on the back door, and it was locked, and so he leaned the gun there, and he knew that she left a key out under the rug out front. So he went around front and opened the door and came in, and then he went to the back door and opened it to get his gun. And my mother said that it fell over and went off and shot him like right here, right between his thighs. And he was doing fine. They took him to Goshen to the hospital, and I've got newspaper articles. He was doing good, and then they didn't have any preventive or any treatment for tetanus at the time, and he got tetanus. And Mother said that was, you know, the worst death she's ever seen anybody suffer through was tetanus. But I got reading the newspaper articles afterwards, because I was always a little suspicious of that, that somebody that handled guns and everything would accidentally get shot like that. But I guess it happens. And I thought, well, maybe they're just saying that. Maybe he, you know, I didn't know really what happened. I thought I didn't know what happened, but it's pretty much the way it was. But the newspaper article said that when he went to pull the gun into the house, it was a shotgun with external hammers on it, and one of the hammers got caught on the door jamb, and it pulled it back and snapped it, and it went off, snapped the hammer and it went off.
He's gonna have to talk later.
Okay.
He's gonna keep talking.
So let me just ask, how old was Nanny when he died? And how old were you?
I wasn't born.
Okay.
I don't know how
So,
old she
was she younger than him?
Yeah, 2 years younger, 3 years younger than him, 4 years younger than him.
Okay,
So she must have been 13 or 14.
okay. Okay.